Oh man, I ain't know it's ready. I was waiting for it to say live, and I was looking at the wrong live. What's good, Brodies and Bass? This is the Dynasty Bros Fantasy Football Podcast, episode 116. This is where you come for your fantasy football needs and to chop it up about the latest NFL news. I am Dynasty Bro Dot here with my co-bro.
You got Dynasty Pro Vic here without my DJ.
I know, man. DJ Avo. It sound quiet than a motherfucker, man.
It's cool though.
I don't know. I like it though. It's the quality though. Don't the
quality,
quality, bro. It sounds like
when Avo's not here, the quality is the first thing we go to.
It sounds like we doing some like therapeutic podcasting, bro. It's so quiet in the background, bro.
It is. It's good vibes.
It just shows you how much we upgraded, bro.
Quality and good vibes and upgrading without DJ Avo. I'm just kidding. Shout out to my brother.
Yeah, he'll be back. Man, look, bro. We here. We getting into some fire playoff weeks, man. I'm excited to actually just sit back, man, and watch football without having to check if my teams are winning. All of that stuff is fun, man. Are we going to talk about the games from last week, bro? Because that's some of the best football I've ever seen, bro.
Yeah, bro, we definitely going to touch on it, man. Got to. Like you said, arguably, I think it was like the greatest divisional round in NFL history. Has to be, right? So
Facts, bro. So shout out to football, bro. NFL, man. And so now we got to the point where we're getting all these new hires, we getting these firings, we getting just exciting news, man. Just everything going because that's what the offseason calls for, man. So I'm excited to talk some of this stuff through with you. We haven't just like went through a lot of things together. So this is what we're going to do. And the biggest thing we're going to do is talk some lessons learned, man, some things going into the first season where we had an extended game due to COVID and just seeing how we needed to maneuver and just a long, exhausting season, bro. But I'm excited to see what you done picked up, what you done learned, things you want to forget, things you want to remember. Just rolling into next year, man, because it's going to be important. I don't know if COVID's going away no time soon. We're learning how to adapt and adjust and be safe. But I think it's going to always play a key part into these seasons now going forward. So we got to remember the things that changed this year. You feel me?
Yeah, and we're also going to hit on a couple of guys who we're moving on from. So looking forward to, seeing who you got on the table from a dynasty perspective, who you're done with. So,
and of course, we're going to talk some DFS too.
Yeah, man.
I thought I'll sneak that in first, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
All right, man. So look, first thing, we always pop off. Let's get into what's the word? The Hood TMZ with Dynasty Bro Vic. I hope he keep it light. I thought I said, bro, it sounds amazing, bro. But nah, man, he going to keep it light. I might add an echo to light later on in the editing, man. But let's get to it, man. What you got, bro? I know it's been a jam-packed week or two.
Yeah, man. So you already opened up with the divisional round of football. So almost every game was decided by 10 points or less, if that. We had some games go to overtime, but great weekend for football, man. So, bro, I mean, it's one of those weekends where my dad, he called me. He's like, man, I need to record these games on tape. I'm like, Dad, man, you got to just get the Game Pass, man. So it's one of those things where my dad wanted to go back and watch, but it was exciting, man, just seeing the Chiefs and the Bills go down to the wire. I really thought Josh Allen had it in the bag, man, and especially to end it in regulation with the Gabe Davis having a monster performance, but then just see it go to overtime and you still thought they pulled it off, and just to see Pat Mahomes rally with less than 10 seconds on the clock, it's just crazy, bro, to see that.
It was good to see Vic guy Gabriel Davis have a game. Because when you do stuff like that in the playoffs, like your last impression is, bro, you just had 200 plus 4 tutties, all these catches. What are we doing with them? Like, you leave the season with all the leverage. Now, Vic got so much exposure to Gabe Davis. He calling me, bro, what's your opinion? What should I do? You know what you want to do. You want to hold them, floss them, flaunt them, sell them big. Like, it's so many things you can do after games like that, bro. So shout out to you for that being your guy and just seeing stuff happen like that at the end of the season, bro. That shit was fire.
Right on, bro. And you already know, like you said, want to flaunt them. So of course I'm gonna go put them on the block.
Soon as the game ended, bro.
I gotta check the temperature, man. Hey, if people are gonna give me a first, I just gotta see. But I'm really looking to hold them. Again, I believe in the talent. I like the situation. Buffalo has a bunch of older receivers. Even Stephon's getting older. So you got Josh Allen locked in for the long term. So why not? I mean, you saw the routes he was running, breaking ankles, literally getting guys turned around. So I do think he can continue to have a role in the Buffalo Bills offense that wants to throw. So for me, he's a hold. But again, I'm going to put him on the block to see if people are willing to pay. If not, it's all good.
That shit was funny, bro. 17 different leagues. Chief Sosa put a player on the block. Chief Sosa put a player on the block. I said, damn, bro. Thirsty, 1 a.m.
Got to check the temperature, man.
Late game, 1 a.m. Just trying to see if he can get a late night trade done.
Got to check the temperature, bro. Anything else you want to add, though? I know, of course, the Bucks and the Rams, that one, Tom Brady almost Tom Brady.
Stafford almost Stafford.
Yeah.
Almost gave the game away.
And then to see Green Bay lose off a special teams play, to me, I feel like Rodgers should have won that game for them.
Yeah.
Don't let it come down to special teams. Of course, special teams,
Facts.
it's a one play that can impact the game. It's just unfortunate that it was at the end of the game, so that was really costly, meaning no time to recover from that. But at the end of the day, I would have liked to see Rodgers march the ball down the field, play some 4-minute offense. It seemed like they were just taking shots instead of just driving down the field. So they didn't really set themselves up for success from what I saw.
This is one on Rodgers. I done seen some of the years where he ain't had the greatest defense and he might have lost in some high-scoring games because he didn't get no support. But to lose in a low-scoring game, that's on Rodgers, man. You got to be able to get in your 20s and outscore a team that, they might be hot and streaking, but you one of the greatest quarterbacks of all times. You have to put points on the board for your team, especially if your defense is doing them justice and keeping them at low points. This is on you. You one of the GOATs.
That was perfect scenario, too. They came in the Lambeau Field. It was cold, like 3 degrees. Like, that's what you wanted. You wanted the team from the Bay to come in and freeze their ass off, but y'all didn't get it done, man. So, yeah, bro. It's unfortunate, but let's back up to the Tampa Bay game. I'm not going to ask do you think Tampa could have used AB or if they needed AB. I mean, any football team could always use one more player. So I'm going to ask a more specific question. Would it have been a different outcome if AB was out there?
I mean, technically, you look at the firepower of the Rams, you got to be able to score with them because the defense is good. The defense is great and has players on them. So to be short man Godwin and AB, I would like to say that I think there was room to say that they probably could have scored more in the natural flow of the game if they had. And those are two great receivers, bro. Yeah. So I don't care what kind of situation AB is going through. Even if you just take AB out of it, Godwin is a great receiver, had good rapport with Brady. He relied on him a lot if you look at some of the games, especially like last year in their playoff run. Godwin is important to that offense, and you need all the weapons you can have if you're going to go against a stout Rams defense playing at high levels right now. So, yeah, I can see that they missed out on, if they were able to put up, technically how close the game was. If they wouldn't have missed that field goal earlier in the game, technically by points, they would have had the lead going into, the Rams would be coming back basically instead of, in position to just be tied and take the lead. So, yeah, bro. I expect it could have been a different outcome.
I agree. I think it's a different outcome with AB as well. I mean, that just opens up Mike Evans, opens up Gronk. Basically, y'all open up each other. So I do think it's a different outcome if AB was out there. It's unfortunate, man, to see that team just get derailed with their own internal organizational issues, man. And now we got Tom Brady contemplating retirement. He's retired and he's also not retired. I don't know what he's doing right now, but just something to think about. Let's say if he is done, his last touchdown pass was to Mike Evans, who beat a Jalen Ramsey. So,
bro, beat him bad, bro. I ain't never seen Jalen look like he had his body language read. Damn, I got beat. I got beat. And this ain't a guy that just take the top off of defense. He had to put on a nice route.
Yeah.
Compete, catch the ball.
Be physical.
Yeah,
just
bro.
Get some more separation.
Yeah,
at the top of the route.
Shout out to Mike Evans, bro. He's just good, bro.
Yeah.
So good.
That's why just seeing that play, because Brady has nothing else left to prove. I mean, he's dominated his entire career. It might be time for him to lead a game, and why not leave with everyone always playing that highlight? Hey, your last TD pass was to a Mike Evans on a Jalen Ramsey who's at the top of his game. That's a good way to go out, right onto the sunset for you to GOAT. So nothing else to prove, man.
Big GOAT, man. Big GOAT. Shout out to Tom Brady.
All right, bro. So, of course, it's Championship Sunday for the conference. AFC and NFC, so we got some big games. Chiefs and Bengals about to kick off here in a couple hours, man. Who you got in that game? We can keep it light.
Bro, we both want to see Burrow and that offense flourish, man. But it's just hard to go against Pat He looked like he's heating up. It looked like they found their flow in the past few games, bro. So it's hard to go against Kansas City when they're hot, bro. Because when they're streaking, can't stop them, bro. And then when the offense is streaking, for some reason, the defense just vibes off of that, bro.
Yeah.
So it's hard to go against Pat in Kansas City, bro.
I agree, bro. I would love to see Cincinnati pull it off, go to the Super Bowl. I mean, you got to love a young offense that's confident as hell. Like, that's just what you love to see. Like, a young squad that's just going out there swinging, no fear in their heart. You definitely love to see that. But like you said, I think experience might trump them here. So I'm leaning with the Chiefs, who's been there, man. They've been in the Super Bowl past 2 years and has a chance to go 3 years in a row. So,
Facts.
all right, man, let's flip over to the NFC West, man. The Rams and the 49ers, man. That's just going to be another day at the office for those guys. They're very familiar with each other. Who you got in that one?
Man, it's so hard to not go Rams, but it seems like Shanahan is always finding a way to trump the goddamn Rams, bro. So, look, I'm going to just go Rams just because I trust their quarterback more. I don't know if that's speaking a lot because Jimmy, he doesn't really give up a lot. He usually plays safe within that offense. But if something happens, and if I needed somebody to do a game-winning drive, I'm just going to bank on the quarterback. I think both defenses are playing hot right now. So give me the guy I know can sling it and probably has, I don't know, I was about to say probably got the best weapon, but shit, Depot on the other thing. I don't know, man. Give me the Rams. Fuck it.
I'm going Rams too because they have the more complete team. So like you said, better QB. I like their defense, especially with adding Von Miller. So that's going to be a difference maker compared to, what they saw in the regular season. So that's a revamped D-line. And then, of course, they got Jalen Ramsey back there. So, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and rock with the Rams, and I like their weapons on offense. But I'm not going to be surprised if the 49ers do play them tough. And, again, they're hot right now. They knocked off the Cowboys. They knocked off the Packers. So they're a dangerous team right now in the playoffs.
Bro, what, you want these two breaking news so we can move on from it?
Yeah, go ahead.
The Raiders are expected to hire Josh McDaniels as their new head coach, and the Minnesota Vikings are looking to name Jim Harbaugh their head coach.
Wow. I wouldn't expect to see Harbaugh to Minnesota.
I know.
But I guess when you beat Ohio State, you got to just ride that wave while you can.
Yeah, bro.
So, but Josh McDaniels, currently the offensive coordinator for the Patriots. What type of system you think he's going to work?
I don't know, but it scares me now with the Josh Jacobs thing, bro. And they already limit his upside by, usually finding pass catchers to work with him. And, New England doesn't mind using 17 different running backs. So I hope Josh is still the lead guy. He should be. They invested into Kenyon Drake. He ended the season with an injury. I hope it's not a main running back James White system, bro, because that still limits Josh Jacobs' upside, which has been limited anyway over these past years. So we'll see.
Yeah. A couple more things, man. Let's talk about the overtime rule. Do you think it needs to change? Of course, people wanted to see. Basically, they felt Josh Allen should have had a chance to have the ball in overtime. So what are your thoughts on that?
Fuck it, bro. Do it like college, bro. I don't care if it turns into a 6-hour football game, bro. Bro, tell me you wouldn't have loved to see college rules in that Chiefs-Bills game, bro.
I would want to tweak it. But so here's what I would like to see. Start them at the 25, meaning in their own territory. Make them go 75 yards with a 2-minute clock, but treat it like the first quarter, meaning it's a running clock. That way we don't have all this stoppage. I mean, keep the pressure on. It's overtime. No timeouts. So I would like to see each offense hit the field. You got 2 minutes to draw the field. That way if you end in the field goal, another team can go down and score, things like that. And then if they don't score in that, with their possessions, then maybe we can move it closer to like the college. But at that point, you're doing a lot. So it's probably easier to just keep it as is. At the end of the day, we're seeing teams end in ties recently. So, of course, this was a big game, so I get the emotions are heightened around it. But we've been living with the current state. That's why you got to get it done in regulation, man. Don't let it go to OT.
Or just
easier said than done, though, right?
Just add a 7-minute quarter, bro. 5-minute quarter or something, bro. Just,
like the NBA, how they just...
Yeah, bro, just give it a whole nother quarter, bro.
Or half a quarter.
Yeah, bro, to me, that just makes the most sense, bro. And that's honest. That one makes the most sense because technically, for the football guy, I would love to see that game go 6 hours. Who don't want to see that? But, like, realistic, that's what I would do. Just add a NBA overtime quarter. Just everybody get one more timeout. We put 6 minutes on the clock. We do flip, whoever get the ball, and then we just play the full 6 minutes out. That's what I would do, bro. I feel like that would be fair.
In a scenario like that, though, if it ends in a tie, how do you handle that? Do you
Nothing. The game's ending in a tie anyway. If the way it's going right now, if they play out that quarter and people are scoring, it ends in a tie. It just ends in a tie, bro. But at least, y'all played out a half of a quarter.
But from a playoff perspective, somebody has to move on, so you have to find a way to get resolution.
Add another half quarter.
So you just keep slicing it in half?
Yep.
Okay.
But that just seems fair to me, bro.
All right. But I'm sure we'll see the Josh Allen and Mahomes, for years to come, for the next few years. And, of course, can't sleep on Burrow, can't sleep on Herbert. So let's keep it pushing. A couple more things, then we'll get out of here, man. I do want to shout out Bleacher Report. So they actually announced Jackson State QB, Shedeur Sanders. So he's the son of Deion Sanders. Basically, plays for his dad at Jackson State. He signed a multi-year NIL deal with Gatorade. So he's the first HBCU athlete to sign with Gatorade. That's fire. So shout out to him. And then the next thing I want to shout out, saw this on Front Office Sports, the New York Giants. So Joe Scoen, he's the new general manager for the New York Giants.
Well, I knew you was going there, bro.
Because, man, he's from my alma mater, DePaul. So former DePaul Tiger, played football. Now he's the GM for the Giants, man. So that's dope. And I also read some of the stories. So I believe like his sophomore or junior year, he also was like a intern for the Carolina Panthers and was selling tickets. So just goes to show, you can just get your foot in at any Oregon if you got certain goals and ambitions.
Look at that picture up there, bro.
Work your way up, man. So that's my guy.
Nah, I'm talking about the top left picture.
Top left. Oh yeah, that's not. That's the guy who I went to school with.
No, above that picture.
Oh.
The classic picture, the classic LinkedIn picture of Vic, bro. That shit's hilarious.
That's funny.
But nah, man, shout out to him. And really, we should did a rundown of all the new coach hires, but
it's a lot. It's a lot going on.
Yeah,
I know we're waiting on the Byron Leftwich. He most likely will be with the Jags. I know
bro, if he don't, I'm gonna be pissed off, bro.
They're working on the GM situation, so he basically just off top said, "Hey, if I can't mesh and vibe with the GM, I can't come here." So looks like the GM's about to get removed, and they're gonna bring in a new one, which would be fire. So I'm trying to land Travis Etienne everywhere. You could try to go get Trevor Lawrence. This might be a scenario where if you were smart, you went and got Joe Burrow last year in the offseason. Now the price went all the way up.
If you remember what Trevor was going for before the season started, before he even played a game in the NFL, what everybody loved, what everybody seen, remember that upside. If it can work in your favor, let it work in your favor. So, is that it on what's the word, bro?
Yeah, that's it.
All right, man. You want to move into flag on the plays, bro?
Yeah, you got one?
Still the NFL, man, not doing right by all these coach hires, man. Just still sitting. I know we talked about this last time, but just still watching these guys get hired and these GMs get hired, and it's like I don't see how the negligence of the people that should be getting these positions, or at least you hear about the guys that are in the top 3 of getting hired, and you're like, damn, they can't even get the respect to even act like some of these coaches should be in top 3 as far as being determined. But it is what it is, man. You're gonna hire who you're gonna hire. Hopefully it works out for the team for the best. But I still feel like we need to get some more shots, bro, to be honest.
Yeah, and you gotta look at Eric Bieniemy. At this point, maybe he likes being with the Chiefs and competing for multiple rings. And I don't know. I just gotta put it out there. You know what I mean? Like, I'm trying to look at the flip side too. But I do think there are plenty of capable African American candidates who should be head coaches. So
and GMs.
Yeah, we're starting to see African Americans trickle into the GM role. I can't remember. I think might be the Browns or maybe the Washington football team. I believe they have a African American GM. But yeah, man. So we'll see, man. More to come. But the whole Rooney Rule thing, you can tell the teams that's just going through the motion. Like, you even see some teams posting, here's who we've, are hosting interviews with. Like they put that on Front Street just to kind of
fake politics.
Yeah, man. So we see through all that, man. Like, hey, we checked the box. We brought in some candidates, but are you taking the next step forward and actually bringing in the right person? So don't just go through the motion. All right, my flag go to Adam Schefter, man. So basically, he announced Tom Brady's retired, and then an hour or two later, Tom Brady's agent comes out and said, "Hey, Tom will make the announcement if it's something he wants to do or not." So sounds like that was a bit premature. In a world where everybody wants to be the first, we're talking about Tom Brady, man. You gotta get that right. I've even seen people drop Tom Brady in leagues. I got claims in on him. Why not? You just never know, man, with Tom Brady. So
I'm about to go flirt this 3rd-round pick for some Tom Brady, bro. I'll take it, bro. And
that's a little risky for me, though.
I don't give a fuck, bro. If he retire. If he don't, he a top 10 quarterback this year. I'm making my run, bro.
Get your 1 year rental.
Go ahead and get
1 to 2 year.
Go ahead and shoot your shot on pick 36. That's what you're gonna get after I get Tom Brady this year. So let's do this, man. Hey. Follow me at Dynasty Bro on Instagram and Twitter. Follow the main Instagram page, Dynasty Bros FF. Where can we follow you at, bro?
Follow me at Chief Sosa FF, Instagram, Twitter, Twitch, PSN, all that good stuff, man. Be sure to subscribe to the podcast wherever you're listening, Dynasty Bros FF. You can find that everywhere. And be sure to follow our DJ AVOLXVE, on the Twitch and on the Twitter. That's how he would say it.
It's crazy how you spell his shit better than he spell his own name.
I'm just used to him,
fuck it up.
Him saying that, so... That's what it is, man. Hey, let's go ahead and tap into this DFS, man. Let the people know where
we at. God damn.
Sound like we're in an auditorium right now.
Damn. All right. It says Dot 5-2 and Vic 2-5. Dot been streaking.
I'm on a 3-game losing streak. It hurts, man, and I got upset because you said you was gonna put on some steak. That just made me even more shitty.
Bro, quit being like that, bro.
Nah, man, I can't have you at St. Elmo's on my regard, on my dime. So
come on,
bro.
My
behalf.
You just sending me some petty money, bro.
Nah, man, but when it add up to steak at the Elmo's and the cocktail sauce, that's a problem.
Hey, bro, it's Morton's.
Oh, he went to the family, what you call it, the sister brand?
Yeah, bro. Put it. I don't want no smoke, bro. All I'm saying is 3 in a row. Give me and my lady a nice meal, man.
I hope the cocktail sauce stings, bro.
I'm a tip. It's gonna say from Vic, from Dynasty Bro Vic under the tip, bro. That's what it is, man. You my guy, dog. Hey,
back.
Good luck this week, bro.
Good luck, man. I'm looking forward to this week's matchup, man, so I can turn it around. So
good luck in Trade Masters. Remember you told me that shit?
Yeah.
We in 7 different leagues together. My nigga specifically said good luck in Trade Masters. Like we was beefing in that league or something. Vic was beefing. Never mind.
That league was fun, bro. That's the league I wanted to win, man. And I was able to do it. So.
Oh man, Vic is funny. But yeah, shout out to DFS, man. We getting into it. Next year we're gonna roll it out. We gonna start. We still gonna do our head-to-heads, man, and maybe like every 4 games we should both lay down some big money and do one together, bro.
I'm down, bro.
Yeah, go head-to-head against somebody though.
Yeah, I'm with it.
Like put $50 up. Take that motherfucking money. You know we will, bro.
I'm with it.
Hey, wait. One more funny thing about the DFS. Vic was like, man, I almost played Gabriel Davis. Hey, I 50 ball Vic last week. I think even if he took out a guy and played Gabe, I still would have won. I'm just throwing that out there.
Nah, that's true.
You my dog.
But you know what? I'd rather lose that way. Like that's the best way to lose. It's not really a good way to lose, but if I'm gonna lose, I'd rather lose with getting blown out versus playing the wrong guy in 1 or 2 spots. So
facts. Big facts. All right, man. Look, let's get to the main topic, bro. Lessons learned. So many lessons learned. Like, we're going to talk about guys that we've been putting our faith in for too long. We finally done with it. Guys that maybe we let go of, we was done with, and then they turned it up. And just little lessons like just throughout the season that we learned through lineups and waiver wires and trading, all of that, man. Let's just talk through it. And it's important. Maybe we can drop some gems for somebody in that maybe they did the same thing we did, and we're all gonna grow and get better together. You with that?
Yeah, bro. Let's start with like some philosophy. So this year I tested out I'm gonna call it late RB, but at the end of the day, it's 0 RB. And that shit.
Hey, Vic complained about that shit the whole back half of the season, bro. Tell me about it, bro. Tell me, do you remember your 2 starting running backs by the end of the season?
I will say this. I know I was running guys like Rex Burkhead and Ty Johnson. And these were teams where I was leaning on a Kareem Hunt who went through some injuries and guys like Ronald Jones. So I'm just going to say it, man. 0 RB, and I try to modify it. I'm like, I'm not going to go 0. I'm not going to go too late. But that shit don't work, so that definitely hurt me and some startups. And also all my redraft leagues, I followed that, and I'm done with that strategy, man. You got to get your running backs early and often. That's how I'm going to put it. So get your RBs early and often, man.
Do not commit to the same strategy in every redraft league you in. You selling yourself short. My guy took his quarterback, receivers, tight ends, defense all before he took his first running back, man. And it's funny. We'll be able to talk about one of them running backs later too, because it just turned you all the way off. My philosophy I took, and sometimes we sit together and we trust each other's opinions so much, man, that it made sense last year. And we do have to remember that everything is by year-to-year basis. Just because the philosophy worked the year before doesn't mean it's going to work this year.
True.
Or maybe I just took my shot on the wrong one. But if you think about it, bro, Kelsey was always the number one tight end. And he had weeks where he screwed people over. Like in the middle of the year, Kittle banged up again. Waller was literally banged up all year. And this year, the way I lost last year, I felt like I struggled waiver wire and tight ends. I jumped. I took Waller in a couple different redrafts, and I never go early tight end because you can always find late ones. Dawson Knox, Dalton Schultz, all of those guys this year, late. And top guys, Goddard, those are top guys that end up you could throw in every week, and they helped you out. They didn't shit on you every single week. But I'm staying away from – I still did late quarterback, always worked in my favor. You can walk into guys like Stafford who blew up, Jalen Hurts.
Tom Brady.
Yeah, Tom Brady. Those are guys – so I always do late QB. I always do late tight end. I'm sticking with those two things. And that's my position. I want my skill players. I want my running backs. I want tons of receivers. I want that kind of depth. And I figure out quarterback. I figure out tight end on the back end, whether it's waiver wire. I'll just play that week by week if I have to, the same way I do my defenses. So that's a philosophy I got out of body 1 year, man, and it paid. In my big money league, it didn't pay off. Waller screwed me over. I snuck into the playoffs without Waller, and then he still didn't play for me none of the playoffs.
See, I feel like that's on me. I pounded the table for Waller. That's still my guy. But even if you would have waited to rounds 3, 4, or 5 to get a Mark Andrews wherever he went, and that was the number one tight end this year. So just goes to show, trust your process, late tight end. You know what I mean? So I like that. For me, my second lesson learned, I'm sticking to my late QB as well. So, of course, I talked about the modified 0 RB, late RB I went. So, of course, I was jumping on QBs in the third round. So, I got Josh Allen everywhere. But it didn't do me no good because I wasn't in the playoffs. So, of course, he balled out in the playoffs.
Balled out.
If you don't got the skilled players around to support it, doesn't matter. So, yeah, man. So, that hurt me. So, I'm sticking to my late QB, getting my skilled players early, running backs and receivers, and I think I am at a place where I'm going to go back to getting my tight end in like the 4th, 5th round. Meaning let the top ones fall at the board, and I just want to try to land a top 7 tight end. I'm good with that.
And here's another strategy for me. I know the waiver wire is tricky, and you got to preserve your money. But listen to this and take this for what it is. Week 1 blow-up running backs and just running backs. I was going to say tight end, but that could be tricky. Week 1 blow-up running backs that were unexpected, spend big to get them. Because wide receivers are pretty much healthy. Those guys are always on the waiver wire. Tight ends might take a while to figure out what kind of consistency they're having. But think about guys like Cordell Patterson. If after week 1 you believed it and you picked him up. Elijah Mitchell, after week 1, if you picked him up and believe it. Running backs are hard to come by. So, the guys like Deonta Foreman when he was out there, Devonta Freeman, these are guys that you spend big on, and they were pivotal pieces for your team for weeks because it's hard to find healthy running backs. So spend big on waiver wire running backs because if you can get one, they go down so much, man. It's the most bang position, so it's hard for a running back to stay healthy the whole year. Spend big on your waiver wire running backs. Don't be afraid to drop good bread on them because, like I said, if you had Elijah Mitchell during his healthy weeks, you had an RB1 basically every time he played. Cordell Patterson was a top 10 running back and top 12 receiver basically. Take that shit for face value because running backs are hard to find, bro. That's important. Like, drop that bread on those running backs. Last year, James White, if you took that shit for face value, after week 1, you dropped all your bread on him. He won you league. So I'm gonna say that's important. Drop that bread on them running backs. Take that for face value. It's hard to find them later on in the season.
Yeah, man, I agree with that because you named Elijah Mitchell for the Niners and Cordell Patterson for the Falcons, and even look back to last year, that name was James Robinson for the Jaguars. So, yeah, just trust it, man. Whoever's blowing up week 1, those are the guys who can definitely help you get to the playoffs. Because Cordero, he didn't really help you in the playoffs, but he definitely helped you
get there.
Get there. So you were definitely confident in running him. So I like the call. I'm trying to think. Was there anything else I want to add? That's it for me. So really, man, I'm going back to my late QB, getting my skill players early, and once I start to see like the Kyle Pitts and the Kelseys, I'm gonna try to get an Andrews if he's there in the 3rd or 4th. But usually by the 5th round, I try to get me a tight end. If I see him fall real quick, then I do try to at least nail like a top 5. So
I got one more, and it's funny.
go ahead.
If you do late round running back, or even if you don't do late round running back, when you start to add running back depth, because that's the most important thing. Usually you could take receivers on face value. You know their position. You know where they stand, especially with quarterbacks. Take the shot on running backs that you're unsure about on good teams with good offenses, with good quarterbacks. Because nobody really knew who was going to be the running back with the Buccaneers. We didn't know if it was Rojo. We didn't know if it was Leonard Fournette, but that offense was one of the great offenses in the league. Fournette was a top 5 running back, basically. And then you got guys like James Conner. You didn't know if it was going to be James Conner. You didn't know if it was going to be Chase Edmonds. All I know is whoever was the starter week by week for that team, top 5 running backs, scoring all kind of points. So just make sure, like, even when Aaron Jones went down, A.J. Dillon was able to step up, one of the top offenses in the league. You want the running backs. If you can't get one of those stud guys, when you get into those middle rounds, take those running backs that are tied to good teams because they stumble into points. You had James Conner scoring all kind of touchdowns all year. A.J. Dillon, even without that much PT, scoring touchdowns, stumbling to him. Leonard Fournette was a touchdown monster too. So take those guys. That's important. Like, don't shoot your shot on these guys that might be, if you haven't seen Devin Singletary after a while. Once they start transitioning into running the ball, balling. Darrell Williams when CEH went down, balling. Like, you want that kind of depth on the back end of your bench. You don't want all these receivers that probably never see your starting lineup because you got 3 or 4 solid receivers in the first few rounds. You want those back end running backs that are a play away from being starters in your lineup every single week.
That's a good point, bro, because especially for me in redraft, because I carry my Dynasty lens so much over in the redraft, and I have to be better about that because I missed out on guys like James Conner and Deebo Samuel and the Sony Michels. Like, these are guys who literally like had impactful roles on their team. So I'm learning to, because a guy was banged up the year before, I can't let that carry over into my redraft space. You know what I mean? Like, it's cool to keep that from a dynasty perspective, but in redraft, you just need them for 1 year, 1 season. I got to be better about that. So,
yeah. So those are important lessons for me. Ate me up all year, and I've been waiting to say that shit on here.
No doubt, man. Now, bro, let's get into a couple guys, man, who we're moving on from in Dynasty. So I got 2 players. How many do you have?
I got 2, but then I think I got a couple guys that I actually might be in on that I was completely off of last year.
Okay.
So, like, even if it's redraft, I don't know if these are more Dynasty, but, I still want to talk a couple guys that I literally was not happy with this year. You couldn't convince me to take them anywhere, and I didn't. But I'm back on at least the train for the near future. So I got a couple of those guys too.
All right, bet, man. You want me to go first?
Yeah, you can, bro.
All right, man. Let's go to the Vegas Raiders, man. So a guy who I'm moving off of in Dynasty, this is a guy who I expected to take a sophomore leap. Wide receiver, Bryan Edwards.
Wow.
So check this out, man. Like, we all know Waller went down, so he was out week 12 through week 17. That's a perfect opportunity for Bryan Edwards to really step in.
Facts.
And step out. Also, they lost Henry Ruggs, and we already know the news and story there.
Facts.
Not going to touch on that, but at the end of the day, man, if you got a guy like Bryan Edwards who's always out there on the field, and Waller's out, like he's missing from the lineups due to injury, like Darren Waller, perfect opportunity for Bryan Edwards to step in and to show like he's capable of being the number 1. But instead, what did they do? The Raiders had to go bring in a Deshaun Jackson. They had to pull in a Zay Jones. You know what I mean? Like they went elsewhere. And of course, Hunter Renfrow did his thing, so he carried the offense in the passing game during that time. But definitely was expecting to see more from Brian Edwards. I mean, he has a size, 6'3", 212, prototypical size, but he just doesn't command the targets, man. So
that's what blows me even more, bro. Big Waller, good target, big, can run good routes. You got Brian Edwards, basically could have been his replacement in those weeks. Faster, big target,
yeah,
and literally Zay Jones was the guy.
Yeah, Zay Jones. So, I mean, just given that, man, I'm not a fan of a 4th year, 5th year breakout for no skill players. I mean, why am I waiting on that when you see guys like Jamar Chase and Justin Jefferson bust onto the scene, and you got guys like Devonta Smith breaking Eagles rookie wide receiver records, flirting with 1,000 yards. You know what I mean? That's what I want to see. So I'm not waiting on a 4th year, 5th year breakout when it comes to these skill players. And these running backs, man, they hit the ground running from day one. Look at Swift, look at Taylor, look at Najee. You know what I mean? So that's just where I'm at with these skill players. So I'm not waiting for a Brian Edwards breakout. I know they got a Josh McDaniels coming in, so it may be a perfect time to sell in the offseason, especially if there's hype going to be around them and things like that. So I always look for opportunities like this to flip them.
All right, I'm going to get to a guy that I don't care. In Dynasty, Superflex, 1 QB, I'm done with Mr. Baker Mayfield, bro. Rolling into his last year with the team, maybe. I'm just done. He brings down everybody's value, bro. The defense is amazing. Like, that's a team that should be able to just run the ball and play defense, and they should be able to win games. But you have a guy who likes to be a gunslinger at times, hold the ball, make mistakes, fumble, throw interceptions. You got Chubb and Kareem in the backfield. You can hand off, dump off. You have one of the greatest talents. May not be as young as he was when he was first taken off, but Odell is showing that he's still talented now with the Rams, and is making Baker look like it was all Baker. Do you know how many 100 reception, 1,000-yard seasons Jarvis was having? Because he's a dink and dump type of receiver. He doesn't need that much yardage. You put the ball in his hand, he can make plays. But you have a quarterback that doesn't make the easy decisions. He doesn't mesh well. He doesn't hit the guy when he's open all the time. He makes too many mistakes for that offense, bro. And I don't see how they're even still committing with him. I know he was the number 1 overall pick for them, and sometimes you have to see that through so you don't feel like an idiot. But he brings down the whole value of that team, the defense, the receivers, the running back, the energy, his aura is just super confident for no reason. And I'm just done with Baker, man. I don't want a guy that's giving me RB3 points and I'm just trying to force him into my super flexes because he's a quarterback. I'm done with it, bro. And you done seen me trade him in every league I got. I done sold him for pennies on a dollar everywhere I could, bro. And I'm happy having looked back, and I don't regret it.
The thing is, you said super confident. He's cocky, bro. Like, I saw this on NFL memes, and they was like, Gardner Minshew is who Baker Mayfield thinks he is. That was like the perfect way to sum it up. Like, Gardner is actually a badass. Baker thinks he's a badass. You know what I'm saying? Like, And like you said, I actually thought Odell was done. We all thought Odell was done. Look at Odell now. He has a chance to go to the Super Bowl. Like, he's back to himself. Like, he's showing flashes of the New York Giant days. So, Baker literally killed that man's morale, bro.
Yeah.
Like, I see why Odell's dad went off and was having outbursts. You know what I mean? Like, they trying to make it look like, oh, it's all on Odell. Like, no. Baker's bringing down the talent of his skill players, man. And I haven't really heard any contract extension talks for Baker. I mean, usually you would hear, like, around year 2, year 3, they want to, lock in their QB for the future before the price keeps going up. That's if he's performing. But at this point, they ain't got nothing to lose with Baker, man. Like, all pressure's on him. So it's up to him to perform. But and let's look at this from a Superflex perspective, man. We got skilled players that's out balling these QBs. Like, we just won a championship in the Superflex league with 1 QB. So yeah. I'm not saying we need to devalue QBs in Superflex, but if you're talking guys like Baker and who else? Maybe, like, of course, this year, like a
Ryan Tannehill.
Yeah, like a Tannehill.
Screwed me over in so many leagues.
Like, you can get it done. So I really want to focus on these skill players, man. It's nice having 2 QBs, but if you go get your 2 of the top 7 QBs, you're lacking in skills. And
Sam Darnold, Teddy Bridgewater.
That's going to hurt you.
They're doing nothing for your team.
Yeah, bro. And going back to cutting your losses early, man, look what the Arizona Cardinals did. They would have hung on to Josh Rosen because they drafted him so early. They would have missed out on the Kyler. So there's nothing wrong with cutting your losses early, man, especially if you just acknowledge, you did your homework and the guy's not the guy. It's okay. Just accept it sooner than later so you
Facts.
can land that next guy because they could have missed out on the Kyler.
Facts.
All right, bro, that's fire. My next guy is Ronald Jones.
Oh man, he let the late RB strategy run him off of Ronald Jones, bro.
Yep. But here's the thing, bro. He's going into his 5th year. So, I mean, just given that, man, like, what are we doing? You know what I'm saying? Like,
I agree,
bro, playoffs, no Leonard Fournette, all the opportunity in the world. Well, fantasy playoffs. But what do the Bucks do? They go and sign a Le'Veon Bell. That's how desperate they were to get some more bodies in there. Just end up cutting Le'Veon. So if you got a coach that brought in Le'Veon just to cut him until Keyshawn Vaughn and Leonard Fournette, those guys are back ready to go, and Giovanni Bernard, what's going on with Rojo, man? I'm just trying to like get a peek into these organizations. Like,
I don't know, but I'm telling you, the hype is going up. If he goes somewhere, that's going to make him look like he's a starter on the team. But I'm probably done with him too, man. Me, you done talk. There's at least 3 or 4 running backs that I like coming out the drafts, and I think they'll land in some of these spots that need some RB help. So it's not like there's a bunch of clear spots that he can go to, and he'll probably have to compete no matter what for a starting spot. So
yeah, I mean, it's trending towards 25. So at that point, why am I really getting excited about a 25-year-old running back? That should really, he's technically in his prime age-wise, but he hasn't really given us prime time type numbers.
Because Rojo's a dope-ass nickname, bro.
It is.
Damn, I said it. That's why we like him.
Rojo is a dope-ass name, and he came out young, so I'm good, though.
I got a guy that I'm not about to talk long on. I'm just going to say the name, tell why, and then I don't even think he's done enough to keep on explaining why. Will Fuller went and got a bag this year. He got a bag because he's coming off a year where he was balling out, but then got caught taking performance enhancement drugs during his ball out and healthy season. And soon as they caught him, he had to get off them performance enhancing drugs. He basically didn't play all year in a spot where I thought it was going to be good for him. He could have flourished. The offense could have used somebody that could take the top off the field. He basically played a game or two. Act like he dealt with ankle issues, hand issues, every single thing that took him off the field. So, yeah, man, I'm done with Will Fuller. I don't care if he's 24. I don't care if he's 25 and still in his prime and still has the speed. I want nothing to do with him. I got him off my team last year when he was, getting picked up by Miami and still getting a little bit of hype as being the number 1 possibly. I don't know where he's going to go and make a difference, but I don't care if Deshaun handpicks him in free agency. I don't want nothing to do with Will Fuller going forward, bro.
Yeah, I was already off of him and moving off of him, just given the injuries, and it was a little bit questionable when you saw him staying healthy, just to come and find out, well, the PEDs, that's what we're going to call him. So,
yeah, it's all bad.
All bad, man. All right, man, that's all I got for the lessons learned. No more players for me. So, Rojo and Brian Edwards.
And I got a couple guys, bro, I want to ask you about.
Go ahead.
These are a couple guys that were off, and now I want to see how you feel about them going forward. Even when James Conner was picked up by Arizona, we all was still in love with Chase and didn't know what James Conner was going to do. It's going into free agency, whether they re-sign him or not. Chase is a free agent too, so there's a world where one of them can get re-signed. Somebody could like what Conner has done and move off. Should I be back on the train with Conner, or should I still be off because he was just a product of an offense? And if he doesn't stand that offense, ain't no point in being a fan.
He's aging too, though, bro. And we starting to see him, injuries started to creep in towards the end.
That was always the issue too, and it showed like it didn't last that long. Once they tried to keep giving him more work, he finally got banged up.
And the thing is, for me, like, when I saw him staying healthy, I looked at it like, okay, maybe the guy just likes his situation. He's on a winning team.
Mm-hmm.
That's a boost for morale. That's the extra motivation, to shake some things off. I mean, I even looked at the Joe Mixon thing. Even Joe stayed a little bit healthier this year, just looking at the morale of that team. So, but with a James Conner towards the end of the season, as the season went long and added in an extra game, he can only hold up for so long. So that's not a guy I'm really checking for unless it's redraft, because I just talked about redraft.
All right, bet. All right, and I want a thumbs up. I'm a grouped together two guys at once. They both were guys who were both nervous about going into the season because they were injury prone guys, even though we know they were super talented. So we didn't know what to expect from them. But I'm going to give a thumbs up going forward for both of these two guys. And I want to know if you're going to do the same thing because I think they went from injury prone nervous to both top 5 Dynasty wide receivers right now. Cooper Kupp, Debo. Do you agree? Thumbs up, thumbs down?
Thumbs up, man.
Bet.
And I know we flipped Cooper Kupp last year, meaning he had a top 5 season. Then he did something like around top 25 or something like that. And then he bounced back with the number 1, season, Triple Crown. So, yeah, bro, that upgrade from Goff to Stafford, that'll do it. So, yeah. But if Goff was still there, of course, that wouldn't be the case.
Hell nah.
But, hey, I mean, shout out to Sean McVay going to go get his guy. He see a window of opportunity for that team, and if it comes down to the QB, they bust that move. So, that's fire.
Facts. All right, bro. That's all I got, man.
Same, bro. Recap your guys again. I know I said Ronald Jones and Brian Edwards. I'm moving off them in Dynasty.
I had Will Fuller and I had Baker Mayfield in Dynasty. And then guys that are still thumbs up, Cooper and Debo. You know how that go. And
I like it.
Yeah, so that's it.
Cool, bro. All right, man. Let's get into this closing, man.
All right, let's get to the closing to say something good to the people. That's our chance to bring light anything we going through, dealing with, whether good or bad. Share love to somebody because that's what we need to be doing anyway. Just our opportunity to share this platform with something that's bigger than fantasy football because we're not just a fantasy football show. We're a real life show. It's my brothers that I work with, and that's what we do, bro. So that's what we hear. Man, heads up. I got wine in my cup, bro. This is like the first day off I've had in so long, bro. I'm glad we got to record because it's therapeutic to me. Taking my lady on a date later. So I just want to preach this. Take care of yourself. I don't care how much you work, everything in your life. I know it's hard to juggle. 2021 was hectic, so we're bouncing back into a newer, better, improved year this year. So make sure you take care of your health. Take care of your mental. Protect yourself from others. Don't let nobody steal your happiness, your peace away. And take time for self as much as you can, man. And me and Vic just talked about that. He's like, bro, you need to get rest. I'm like, I am. It's just hard to find the time to still adjusting to work shifts and shit like that. So just take care of yourself, take care of your peace, protect it, and always, groom your mental and your physical, all of that, because, we only get one life. We get one mind, we get one body. So make sure you take care of yourself, man, and take some time to relax when you get a chance, bro.
Yeah, I'm just going to add on, man, make sure you're always going back to the drawing board. So it's always good to have a plan in place, but make sure you're always going back to revisit. It's always room to tweak, adjust, call your audible. So, I know we do that a lot, especially with this fantasy and dynasty stuff with our lineups and rosters. Again, man, apply those same practices and principles and seriousness and diligence, to your life. So in all areas. So I'm always looking to constantly improve and got some books in the mail, man. I've been reading. I'm on a financial literacy high right now. So that's what I'm into right now.
Yeah, bro. I'm glad to hear that, man. Y'all help me out so much with everything, bro. So I appreciate you sharpening the knife often and then being able to share that love with me, bro. So shout out to you.
No doubt.
Shout out to Avo, man. Can't wait to have you back. We'll be able to do this again and do it the trio way next time. And yeah, bro, we still showing you how to dominate your league, Dynasty Bro style. Teach you some of our lessons learned. You can hit us up, let us know some things you went through. We're always here for advice. Hit the Discord.
Yeah.
We snap back like that. And yeah, man, we just working and still improving and getting better, not just on the podcast in day-to-day life. And I wish y'all the same. Many blessings to everybody, man. Everybody listening, everybody watching, bro.
With that being said, it's been another edition of Dynasty Bros. Until next time, hey, y'all be good. Y'all be easy. Stay safe out there. Protect your mentals.
And like Vic will say, yerp. All right. That's fine, man. That shit sound clean.
It do. I'm going to let you stop the one up there.